Hey, yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Dark Unbeliever, with another What If. This is gonna be part 2.5 to what if, what if Naruto had the rinnegan, OP what if Naruto had the rinnegan, and Naruto's OP, yeah. This is it. This is, what if Naruto, this is what if Naruto had the rinnegan and was OP. Okay, Naruto continues to lock eyes with Gaara in the real world until he felt an unwelcome presence. Well, not really unwelcome, as much as untimely. He was in the middle of scolding his child as she was ruining it. Naruto didn't want to punish his kid in front of someone. He wished he could continue because Shikaku deserved it, but he just wasn't that guy, to be honest. Naruto-kun. Okay, hold on. Let me get an Ino voice real quick. Forehead. Okay, Naruto. Forehead. Naruto. Baka. Naruto. Naruto-kun. Shouted, Naruto-kun! Shouted Ino, finally seeing the boy plaguing her thoughts. Seeing him locked in a stare contest with Suna Jinchuriki was weird, but it didn't matter. You need to tell me, bad timing, said Naruto, appearing next to her while wrapping her waist in one arm and pulling her close. Ino blushed at the proximity as Naruto pointed to Gaara. Crazy guy thinks he scares me, so we can't be here to disprove that once I release him from my genjutsu. Huh? Oh, speaking of disprove, the two vanish in a phantasm. It was a fantasy. As the genjutsu on Gaara finished with Naruto scampering off after his threat. His words spoken, Gaara disappeared in a Suna sunshine, in a sand sunshine, to prepare for his impending battle against the Uchiha elites. Okay, sorry. With Naruto and Ino. Disprove. I need you to continue eating before realizing the two of them were no longer in the stairway. They weren't even in the Chunin exam stadium, as they were on the other side of the village. Naruto-kun, how did we get on the Naruto-kun? How did we get on the Hokage monument? I have a form of teleportation, Ino-chan. It's pretty neat, if I had to say, said Naruto, showing Ino the phantasm of them moving across Konoha. Ino saw her image stuck mid-speech and realized it was instantaneous. It was instantaneous because she hasn't even noticed. She hadn't even noticed they were moving. And I see you're still calling me Naruto-kun. And you said you weren't crazy about me. Ino blushed, realizing she indeed continued saying it. It just rolled off of her tongue so easily these days, but she wouldn't let him go unquestioned either. When did you start calling me Ino-chan? When did you start calling me Chan? After you called me Kun in the Forest of Death as a joke. Now I just say it since you become obsessed with me. I think anyone would do the same in my shoes. Oh my god, sorry guys. I think anyone would do the same in my shoes. Possibly, but not to this extent, said Naruto, with a smile watching Hino huff diligently.
Either got bitten or scratched. I'm gonna go get my charger. Y'all read the dialogue.
Makai!
Oh, God. What the? What the? Frick! Always half a single. Fuck!
Oh.
This is so hard.
Oh, okay. Possibly, okay. Naruto was okay. He then took in her appearance and his eyes softened. Maybe his prank had gone too far. Rinnegan. Huh? My purple eyes. They're called the Rinnegan. Rinnegan? Questioned Ino, testing the name as Naruto nodded. Better than better than purple eyes than saying purple eyes, I guess. I like either. Just figured I'd give you the actual name. Why would you like to know what they do? Asked Naruto, getting wide eyes from Ino. He could throw her a bone for the sleep she'd lost over him, even if she wouldn't admit to such a thing. Will help when you tell people. Then finally expose me, wouldn't it? Questioned Naruto, getting Ino to nod. Naruto just smiled before starting. Right and then, Rinnegan, I can see chakra, even the flow of it within your body. Primarily the 8-10 Ketsu, commonly referred to as the 8 gates. Naruto tapped each of the gates on Ino while he spoke. Some were in intimate places and worthy of a slap. Too bad she was enraptured by his words and knew Naruto meant nothing shady by his actions. She couldn't help but keep listening to him talk about all he could do. I could master any jutsu given time and use all elements. All elements? You can use all 5? Questioned Ino disbelievingly while cutting off Naruto. There's more than 5, but yes. You've seen wind and water, but I don't mind doing them again, said Naruto. As 4 clones appeared, each Naruto turned to face off the monument before clapping their hands and spoke in synchronized harmony. Isai Kakyu. All is suffering. Ino watched as Naruto released a different element. Fire, lightning, water, earth, and wind all flew out into the sky. Naruto's clones dispelled after the demonstration as Naruto turned back to the starstruck girl. I haven't even gotten to the Rikudo. 6 passes, you guys know. Yet. I haven't even gotten to the Rikudo yet. Let alone the other elements. Ino watched the Tomo Naruto's Rinnegan spin before she felt his chakra intensify. Naruto wanted someone to know all he could do. He's been dying to tell someone. Ino would consider herself lucky because she happened to be the one getting to see the show first. She just didn't realize how much he actually had to show. Sometime later, and that's about all I got. At least without hurting myself, said Naruto as a black flame leaped at his body. It wasn't hot or harming him. It just covered him from head to toe until he turned it off. Took in a breath. Man, that felt so good, getting that all out and remembering how awesome I am. I still got more. This body just isn't ready for them yet. Naruto smiled heavily before turning to Ino. Thanks for being here, Ino-chan. I feel this weight just lifted. I feel good. Ino-chan? Oh no, I broke her. Aw man, said Naruto, fretting over the frozen girl. She'd taken a seat a few minutes into Naruto's display, which lasted much longer than she anticipated. The 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 five elements thing was already jaw-dropping. When he started to dive into the absorbing chakra, gravity manipulation, mechanical body stuff, Ino's mind fried because she had so much more crazy things. She was out of there a while ago. Ino-chan, please snap out of it, pleaded Naruto, giving his best puppy dog eyes to plead with her. Only with the rinnegan, his puppy dog eyes looked more frightening than cute, which got Ino to scream in horror. Naruto returned to his normal look and smiled, seeing her back. Thank God, I thought I melted your brain. Ino just stared at Naruto which unnerved the rinnegan user at its blankness. Ino kept the stare up for roughly a minute before her hand moved up to Naruto's face. Naruto rose an eyebrow at the hand on his cheek as a faint blush rose. Ino-chan, thank you. For showing me all that. Ino-chan, thank you. For showing me all of that. I really appreciate it, said Ino, as her blank stare softened and a grateful look replaced it. Naruto smiled again as Ino patted his cheek. How did all of this happen? Did Orochimaru do it? I've had it since birth, basically, but you can say Orochimaru had a hand in it. He helped me unlock my full potential, so to speak, when he beat me, said Naruto. Naruto, before seeing Ino frown. Why did you show me all of that? Why did you show me all of that? What do you mean? That, everything. We're not exactly close, Naruto-kun. We're not even on the same team, said Ino, removing her hand as she gave Naruto a curious stare. Other than graduating together, we don't really have any other interactions. So why me? Why not Forehead or Sasuke-kun? You remind me of Hagoromo's lover, and the nostalgic feeling I get with your similarities to her is comforting, thought Naruto in reply, seeing an image of the woman overlap Ino's own face. Ino saw the fond look he was giving her before he just shook his head to keep her from making assumptions. He wasn't about to start liking Ino just because he mirrored someone from Hagoromo's life. Just call it, well, I guess you could say. Naruto stopped speaking and turned sharply toward the training exam stadium. Ino, I could feel the temperatures drop several degrees when Naruto clenched his fist tightly. What's wrong, Naruto-kun? I haven't been paying attention. You better not, Shikaku, thought Naruto before turning back to Ino. We need to head back to the stadium. Something troubling is happening. Yeah? Yeah.
Is she signing for us?
Sorry guys, that was just my brother. Okay. Ino's eyes widened at the news before she just nodded her head. Naruto grabbed her hand before the two of them disappeared instantly. I'm not saying that word again, bro. If you guys want to try to say it, you can say it yourself. I'm not saying that word. Phantom. I'm just gonna say a phantom of the two of them disappeared instantly. Okay. Before the two of them disappeared instantly. Phantom of their route. The only thing marking their vanish. Tuning exam stadium. Moments earlier. Before being the first match, Naruto knew he would have plenty of time to return before his next match would happen. The next 3 matches all had someone with a very slow fighting style. Shino with his bugs faced Kankuro, the Suna puppeteer. Shikamaru with his shadow faced the wind user, Tamari. And Gaara of the Sand went against his teammate, Sasuke. The first 3 of each match were very slow and methodical fighters. So they would take time to finish their opponent or be finished in return. Only thing was Naruto didn't foresee Kankuro forfeiting. That definitely lessened the time between matches and could have been worse if Shikamaru did the same, which your boy was about to do until his sensei yelled at him that his mom would kick his ass if he didn't get down there. He did reluctantly pulled off a brilliant strategy, but after over half an hour of fighting before forfeiting when he had the win. He didn't have much chakra left, and he'd have to face Gaara or Sasuke next round, and either wouldn't bode well for him anyway. Wouldn't bode well for him. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The crowd didn't like that. His own classmates didn't either. But the judges loved to display and foresight. Gaara and Sasuke Sasuke's match almost didn't happen too because Sasuke wasn't there. He appeared at the last second before he would have been disqualified. Their fight was much more engaging, engaging than the previous 2. Sasuke tore Gaara asunder with simple. Sasuke tore Gaara asunder with simple taijutsu that awed the crowd at its finesse and strength. Taijutsu he copied from Lee after said boy thrashed Gaara during the prelims with it. While an impressive copy, Rock Lee's taijutsu was still many times more potent, and Rock Lee ended up losing in the end anyway. Sasuke's copy wouldn't come close to what Rock Lee did, so taijutsu wouldn't finish off the Ichibi Jinchuriki. Sasuke knew when Gaara closed himself in a sturdy dome of sand that kept the Uchiha at bay. That was until Sasuke used Chidori, a ninjutsu that closer uses Palm and lightning to aid in its attack. It was a simple stab forward that managed to reach Gaara himself within the dome. Gaara proceeded to lose his mind at the strike, stabbing into him before all hell broke loose. A genjutsu spread over the entirety of the stadium that captured everyone not adept shinobi before a mass of Odo and Suna shinobi appeared. It was the start of the invasion as the Kazekage attacked the Hokage and trapped him at the top of the Chunin Exams Stadium. Gaara's brother and sister, Kankuro and Samari, reached Gaara to get him in the middle of the village and have him terrorize it with his powers. Sasuke managed to stop them along with some help from Shino and Sakura, thankfully. Shino took Kankuro away, which left Tamari alone with her groveling brother, who was still hurting from the Chidori to the chest. Sasuke was handling Tamari easily until Gaara seemed to rejuvenate as his guard covered his injured torso. Gaara became an offensive berserker from that point forward, and that began to bat Sasuke around with an insane look on his face. Sasuke was doing okay, but it'd be any moment he'd get caught cleanly by the Jinchuriki before him, whose power continued to rise. That was until a phantom appeared that got Sasuke's Sharingan to widen. It looked like Naruto and Ino, but he couldn't really be sure as his head swam from Gaara's earlier abuse. Sasuke-kun, are you alright? Sasuke looked over to the girl helping him and noticed it was Ino. Looking back, the phantom was gone along with Gaara, who'd been a few feet from body checking him once more. Sakura jumped over to Sasuke with the danger gone to make sure he was alright, just like Ino. Wait, where's Sakura?
He used to be the best at this game, but now he's not. Yeah, I'm actually trying. Since he lost to the count, he sucks. I mean, I can't. I'm still better than him, though, but okay. He sucks at the game, though.
Yeah.
But he does suck.
Okay. Where's Gaara? Questioned Sasuke as Ino smiled and turned deeper into the forest. Naruto-kun is handling him, said Ino, having seen Naruto take Gaara further away to subdue him. Ino smiled, knowing everything would be fine with him here now. He's got Gaara, don't worry, I believe he's got Gaara, don't you worry, I believe in him. Sasuke and Sakura wondered where the girl's faith came from, and Gaara's oppressive chakra was overshadowed by a much more potent one. It got the two from Team 7 to panic even more. Who is that? We could always go watch, said Ino, casually getting the two to hesitate. Ino didn't at all, as she went to where Naruto had gone. She didn't want to see this match. She wanted to see this match. The Yamanaka wouldn't miss it for the world. Okay, I'm gonna go to chapter 3. Chapter 3, better than your best. Fresh off the press. Chapter 3. Yo, that actually kind of rhymes. Better than your best. Fresh off the press. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, better than your best. Naruto's rinnegan stared coldly at Gaara, who held his gaze with a maniacal gleam in his eyes. Naruto's actual stare wasn't at Gaara because he couldn't be mad at the boy. His stare was at his creation, Shikaku. Stop this, Shikaku-kun. Stop this, Shikaku-kun, said Naruto with an icy tone. He was standing before the beast within Gaara's mind. And again, as he could see the Bijou pause, seeing him there. I won't ask you again. Shikaku stood frozen before shaking his head. Naruto could see the Bijou getting anger at his being here. Its chakra was rising. You may have my creator's eyes, but don't assume you can tell me what to do. You're not him! Naruto's face didn't change as Gaara jumped at him aggressively from Shikaku's outrage. Gaara got several feet from him. Got several feet from Naruto before taking a swipe at him with his sand cloud transformed right arm. Naruto dodged the claw before a black rod protruded out of his right sleeve into his hand. Gaara felt the rod stab his claw into the ground before his chakra felt funny. Gaara felt another one stab in his sand tail into the ground. That increased the feeling so much that his haywire chakra stagnated with the second rod as he couldn't move anymore. He couldn't even feel his mother. What did you do to me? What did you do to me? Questioned Gaara slowly while watching Naruto walk before him. Your mother isn't your mother. It's the bijou within you. Shikaku, your mother. Your mother isn't your mother. It's the bijou within you, said Naruto calmly as Gaara saw the emotionless eyes of his adversary. The eyes seemed to cut the boy's soul, as every word was felt when spoken thanks to them. I know you're nothing of your upbreeding, and I can imagine what life was like if Shikaku-kun was allowed such freedoms with you and your mind, especially as he is. But I can't allow you to rampage and do harm to anyone. My mother is Shikaku? Questioned Gaara, getting a nod from Naruto. But that Gaara, kill him! Mother? Questioned Gaara in his head, feeling a massive surge of power. Kill him now! Damn it, Shikaku-kun. This body still can't. Damn it, Shikaku-kun. This body still can't suppress a bijou yet, thought Naruto, watching Gaara explode in an enormous sandstorm. Shikaku stood in his full might. A few seconds after the sandstorm calmed down, as Naruto just let out a sigh. It's never easy, is it? Shikaku looked down at Naruto. Shikaku looked down at Naruto, seeing him bringing his thumb up to his mouth. Snarling angrily, the sand Tanuki stomped Naruto into non-existence with a heavy foot before laughing at being free once more. Ha ha ha! I am back! Time to Kuchios. No jutsu. Kuchios. Shikaku stopped laughing to see the enormous toad appear in a poof of smoke before him. Naruto stood atop the red toad, looking none too pleased with the bijou before him. He could see Ino arriving to view the battle, along with Sasuke and Sakura, as he patted the toad he stood on. Gamabunta-sama, I need your assistance for a moment. Oh, it's you again, kid. What are you... Oh, hell no, shouted Gamabunta, seeing the Ichibi standing before him. Who did this kid think he was asking if he could take on a bijou? Kid, that's the one tail. We can't, kid, that's the one tail. We can't... Alright, said Gamabunta, having looked up in his warning to see Naruto. God. Gamabunta looked back at Shikaku to see the bijou launch a fast wind bullet at him. Hang on, kid, I have to... Don't worry, said Naruto, sending out a gravity blast that negated the attack with ease. I need to heat him up. Sand becomes glass, and it makes him easier to bring down. You're Miyaboku-zan, Toad, so I'm hoping you can use oil. I'll breathe the fire, so... Wow. And yeah, I can't, kid. said Gamabunta, watching Shikaku ready another wind bullet. Gamabunta preparing the oil before giving him a verbal warning. Here we go! Wind bullet! Wind bullet, wind bullet versus toad oil will likely stalemate. Wind bullet versus toad oil that was aided by Kurai Car or Car Ura, a humanoid bird made of fire easily trumped the wind bullet. Fire was naturally stronger than wind anyway, but added by the total from Gamabunta, the firebird from Naruto pierced the wind bullet before blasting into Shikaku's belly in a fiery eruption. Goodness, kid, did you even need me? Questioned Gamabunta, watching Shikaku burn from the red-hot flames coating him below his neck. When his toad oil met the wind bullet, the two still made it for a split second before a massive bird made of fire combined with the oil and steam rolled its way into the tanuki. That firebird avatar, Phoenix. That firebird avatar, Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix, that's easier to say, and it could have probably won without me. That thing was powerful, said Gamabunta, watching the flames heat Shikaku's hand. As Naruto said, the wailing beast was turning to glass slowly from the volatile flames it futilely tried to snuff out. What a way to defeat such a monster. If I can probably send a water bullet, that'd shatter him if that's... Gamabunta trailed off when he couldn't feel Naruto standing atop his head any longer. He could see all he could see was a phantom of Naruto shifting through the air toward Shikaku. No! I was just free! Shouted Shikaku, still burning as Naruto appeared in front of Garo, who sat exposed on Shikaku's forehead. Sharudo. Sharudo! Thought Naruto before dropping the hammer. An ass-fist sent the Jinchuriki body through the body of his fragile Biju. The power exerted by the blow was enough to blow the flames out of Gaara. Out as Gaara rocketed down through his Biju. Shikaku shattered like the glass he was mostly made of now, and destabilized, sending glass shards and his remaining sand all throughout the forest. I can't believe Shikaku-kun would do such a thing. Has the uses of a Jinchuriki really made them so violent and untrusting of humanity? With Hagoromo they were fine, spoke Naruto, floating down slowly to Gaara's level. What could have happened? Why the hostility? Naruto studied the remains of the defeated Shikaku as he looked over at Gaara. The boy was bleeding from his head, but Naruto's rinnegan could see he would survive. He did need medical attention, but otherwise the kid would be fine. He had sand armor on before. Naruto struck him with his mechanical enhanced body that absorbed most of the blow. A voice caught Naruto off guard as he perked up. What'd you expect? Being such as us within the confines of a human is... that's the Nine Tails. Okay. What do you expect? Being such as us, stuck within the confines of humans, is degrading, especially because they weren't like Gigi. They abused our power and treat us like simple tools. It's only logical we would develop negative feelings towards humanity, said the voice within Naruto's mind. Even when Shikaku realized you had the rinnegan, it didn't matter because you aren't Hagoromo, and you never will be, of course. He wouldn't like you either rinnegan. either rinnegan, nin, 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 rinnegan, ningen, ganin, ganin, ningen. I'm pretty sure you meant ganin. I don't know. Thought you weren't gonna talk to me. Thought you weren't gonna talk to me, Kurama-kun. How I'm a fox, Gigi and all that. Thought Naruto in reply to the tales of beast within him. I still don't plan to. Because you are a cheap imitation of the man who made me, said Kurama, watching Naruto appear within his seal to look at him. Not wanting to look at Naruto's caring disposition, Kurama closed his eyes and settled his chin on his paws. He wasn't Hagoromo, but that look was the same. Hagoromo used to give him any time he was down. It was agitating how much it looked like he cared. Agitating how much he looked like he cared. Just figured I'd give you some perspective, since you couldn't figure out why you despise you. Don't count on me saying anything again. Naruto kept his stare on Kurama for several seconds longer before nodding his head. I'm sure you'll come around, Kurama-kun. I'd stay here. I'd stay to try to reason with you more, but I can feel the Sandame is in trouble. I can feel the Sandame is in trouble. His chakra is low, said Naruto before turning around and walking away. Rain check on that. Not a chance. Naruto smiled before vanishing from his mind. He had someone he needed to save. Chunin Exam Stadium. Orochimaru-sama needs to hurry the fuck up. Orochimaru-sama needs to hurry the fuck up. My nose itches and I'm tired of holding up the stupid barrier, thought a red-haired girl with brown... Oh, hold on. Taiyu your ship. Yep, I knew it. Taiyu your ship. Oh, God. Okay, yep. My nose itches and I'm tired of holding up this stupid barrier, thought a red-haired girl with brown eyes, located in one corner of the large rectangle. She held her hands up in a that stabilized a formidable purple barrier. That is at least keeping people from interrupting Orochimaru-sama, killing his sensei. That one stupid-ass Ambu burned to death trying to make it through before this went up. Dumb piece of shit. The girl smiled to herself, remembering that before twitching her nose again. It seriously itched, but she couldn't move her hands, or else the barrier would go down. The barrier was going down anyway, though, so it really didn't matter. She could just scratch her. Wait, what the fuck? Questioned the girl, realizing now that the barrier was slowly disappearing into what looked like a vacuum before her. The barrier vanished entirely as she saw the culprit behind it. He had yellow hair and very cold eyes, purple eyes. Who the fuck are you? That's not important, because I'm just a clone, said Naruto after absorbing the chakra that sustained the barrier to remove it entirely. What is important is information, and I do not have time to waste here. Goku, Mu no Kai, Naruka path, realm of nothingness. The world went black for the girl. She found herself unable to move. She couldn't speak either, as her tongue was being held by something that she couldn't see thanks to the darkness. Instantly, the place illuminated to show Naruto standing before her in some red structure with 3 fingers pulling her tongue, as an impossible length from her mouth. The girl looked left to see her other three teammates, the three who would help form the barrier, all in similar predicaments. He captured us all? How? Welcome. As my clones told you, I don't have time, said Naruto, looking at all of them. Which of you is the leader? None of them answered, but Naruto wasn't looking for a verbal response. Feeling chocolate flow from the one with the orange mohawk, Naruto walked to him. Congrats, you tried to escape first. Ningendu. Kyukan. Human path, absorption soul. Naruto placed a palm on the boy's chest before closing his eyes. A second went by before Naruto nodded and removed his hand. The three saw a ghostly apparition attached to his hand that he tossed away into the darkness surrounding them. The three looked back at the boy and could see his body limp and looked lifeless from their view. Did he just remove his soul?
Now don't disappear. Aw, man.
Thought the gray-haired one before Naruto turned to him. Yes, Sagon, I removed his soul. Doing so lets me see his entire life. I didn't like what I saw. I kept his soul, said Naruto. I kept his soul, said Naruto before walking over to Sagon. He placed a palm over the boy's chest. I know from him that you're the leader. When the fifth guy isn't around, this means you likely have the formation. I want to continue Naruto doing the same to the infamous looking boy with gray hair. Thank you. Wait. Just like before, Naruto removed his hand after a second with the boy's soul in his hand. Naruto nodded before looking at the two remaining Odo shinobi, who had fearful eyes as to what their fate could be. Naruto flung Sakon's soul into the darkness before preparing his departure. I'll be back for you two, said Naruto before disappearing in black fire. Naruto repaired atop the training exam stadia, vanished from from the mouth of a large head. He vanished as Naruto looked across the destroyed roof. I'm coming, Gigi. The Kazekage will not live past this day. With that, Naruto disappeared, and a phantoms to aid his cage. He wouldn't let Orochimaru murder his Pesidu grandfather. Not while he could do something about it at least. Hiruzen versus Orochimaru. Q, sensei. You don't look like you're doing too well, laughed Orochimaru, stalking toward,
Yo, what are y'all doing?
toward, stalking toward the Sande. Lying down on his back, Sarutobi Hiruzen really wasn't doing too well. He was his age. He not only was his age, showing itself at the worst time. The worst time, but his one student also managed to summon Hiruzen's own senseis. Makai, the door! His own senseis, the Shodime and the Nidime Hokages. Okay, guys. Bro, look at the time. Look at the time. This is going to be like a good long video, bro. Bro, guys, this may be like the first hour video I give you. Makai, the door! Okay. Nah, bro, what the boy? Get your son in here and your so like, bro, really thought you gonna do something? Makai! Get the goddamn door! The hell you left it open for? No, hold up, guys. No. Okay, sorry, guys. Now, as I was saying, a jutsu, okay, summon them by way of Edo Tensei and pure world resurrection. A jutsu that was an affront to nature because it brought the dead back to the world of living. And Orochimaru had had to choose two of the most powerful shinobi in history, didn't he? Hashirama Sensei, and Tobirama Sensei. Thought Hiruzen, looking left and right at the both of them. The two zombies were also closing in on the Kage's down frame, along with Orochimaru to finish him off. For good. If Orochimaru had that jutsu perfected and brought them back closer to full power, this wouldn't have been any contest. Hiruzen wasn't wishing for that to be the case by any means, because even with the technique butchered so heavily, they were still running him rage. The old Kage didn't have much chakra left. Orochimaru clearly had plenty, and by the way of Edo Tensei, Hashirama and Tobirama had an infinite supply. Hiruzen closed his eyes and felt like laying there and accepting his defeat, because the odds were so heavily out of his favor. He thought he couldn't though. He was the Hokage and needed to. You look like you can use a hand. Hiruzen's eyes snapped open to see his red Hokage hat. The same hat he discarded earlier, thanks to him having more suitable combat gear underneath his battle with Orochimaru, and And underneath his Hokage's hat was a smiling Naruto looking down at him. Hiruzen wondered how Naruto got here, but that was put in the back of his mind to marvel at his eyes. Those can't be. Thought Hiruzen, recognizing the mythological eyes. He knew the legend of the Sage's Six Paths, which included his unparalleled dojutsu, the rinnegan. Naruto-kun. Your eyes. How did you? I'll tell you later. For now, take it easy. I got this, said Naruto before placing a hand on Hiruzen's chest. Closing his eyes, Naruto removed his hand after a second before nodding and walking away. You look like you could use that. I'll be done shortly. Hiruzen felt immediately rejuvenated. His low chakra supply filled up to the brim, and it was like the greatest shot of adrenaline ever. He felt 25 again. The Kage wouldn't need to use any of it because Naruto teleported him to a safe distance anyway, and didn't seem to want or need his assistance in the coming battle. Orochimaru, or should I say Kazekage Dono? Or should I say Kazekage Dono? Either way, I'm your opponent now, informed Naruto, walking toward the three-headed monster Hiruzen had been pitted against. Orochimaru's amused look at Naruto being here to protect the Hokages turned to one of shock when he noticed Naruto's eyes. Those eyes! He has the rinnegan? Questioned Orochimaru in his head, remembering the vaunted eyes of the Sage's Six Paths. The leader of the Akatsuki had the same ones, but Naruto's had tomos, reminiscent of the Sharingan in them. Did that mean Q? Only one way to find out. Orochimaru look turned to one of his pure interests, as he mentally ordered the previous Hokage to attack Naruto. Naruto merely continued his walk straight to Orochimaru, despite the two arriving a few feet away from him, with synchronized attacks ready. Orochimaru watched as the two Hokage get inexplicably thrown away from Naruto without him breaking stride once. Looked like some invisible wall hit them and proceeded to launch them violently across the Konoha Stadium rooftop. Chicos, Holdo, Cuchillos. Animal Path summoning, said Naruto before stopping and letting his chakra flow. A ceiling array appeared before him as a plume of smoke rose. The smoke dissipated and slowly a bipedal dog had been summoned. Though weirdly, the dog had the upper body of a bird. It was dressed like a Yamabushi warrior bar a mass. Stood roughly 40 feet tall and had large wings with Naruto's rinnegan where its eyes were supposed to be. The beast crowed loudly before rushing Orochimaru with immense speed. He summoned it looks like a Tenju. Where did he find such a contract? Questioned Hiruzen. He summoned it looks like a Tenju. Where did he find such a contract? Questioned Hiruzen, watching from where Naruto left him. He could see the summoning pestering Orochimaru, as Naruto focused on perhaps the more dangerous foes in Hashirama and Tobirama. They couldn't be They cannot be killed, Naruto-kun. They'll just reform from any danger you do, no matter how severe. You have to seal their movements, make the summoner release the jutsu, or remove their soul. Naruto had a jutsu plan to vaporize the two reincarnations, regathering themselves from his earlier gravity blast. The shouted warning from the Sandame reached his ears. The Sandame reached his ears. In time, though, as he actually looked surprised, they just reformed no matter what. How hard he hit them? Who invented this jutsu? If that's right, how is Gigi? If that's right, how is Gigi going to win this fight then? Does he have a technique that can seal them or remove their souls? Thought Naruto watching Hashirama place his hands in the snake seal. His eyes picked up on the special way the Kage chakra molded. He has a Keke Genkai. And his chakra, was he an earlier reincarnation of Ashura? Mokiton. Jukai. Kodan. Jukai. Kodan. What's not nativity of a world of trees. Trees began to emerge from the ground all around as Naruto took to dodging. As they spawned, they were numerous in tramping in the creation of tramping in their creation. As Hashirama amped them up even further, the trees grew to monstrous heights before they just stopped abruptly. Hey yo, I still got a good amount of time in this video. Hey yo!